Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, as you see right here, Roman Reigns. After what happened last week, Roman Reigns is shocking. He was shocked that the Usos turned on him out of nowhere. The tribal chief. What's next at this bloodline civil war that we'll see at Money in the Bank between the Uso brothers versus Roman and Solo at Money in the Bank? We'll get to that. Coming up too, a lot of matches that were canceled. Cameron Grimes was supposed to take on Baron Corbin. That match didn't happen tonight. But another match that happened tonight, tag team titles online. Sonya Deville and Ronda Rousey, the women's tag team champions, go against Issa Dawn and Iba Fire for both for their NXT and tag team championship crown. We'll get to that coming up as well as this. Sasha versus Bailey. That match was canceled as well. So a lot of matches are being canceled, and canceled indeed. +2. LA Knight taking on Rey Mysterio, the legendary Rey Mysterio taking on LA Knight, who could be the fan favorite to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's coming up tonight, as well as this. A lot of matches that was supposed to come up tonight. All of this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show presents the SmackDown Ring Report, and it starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Diggs here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show for the SmackDown Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. As you see right here tonight, a lot of matches that's going to be on the score line tonight, as you see right here. We'll get to it in a minute. But like I said, this was the Pro Wrestling Show here tonight. And what a Pro Wrestling Show it was tonight. Like I said, we get things started here on the Pro Wrestling Show. All right, let's get things started with this. After what had happened last week, when Roman Reigns got super kicked off his feet, Roman did not see that coming. Roman did not see that coming. He got super kicked by the Usos. The Usos, after what Jay was gonna do. Was Jay gonna fall in line and do what he had to do? Join Roman and stay in the bloodline, or leave the bloodline? I guess Jay made that decision. Well known as a fact. Jay did what he needed to do, but he's out of the bloodline. But we know this coming up, that at Money in the Bank, if we can get that graphic, Money in the Bank right here, Jay and Jimmy, the Uso brothers, will team up, the greatest tag team in WWE history to me. They're going to team up against Undisputed champion Roman Reigns and his enforcer, Solo Sikoa, who's the Usos' brother. Well, this match will happen at Money in the Bank. It will be called a Bloodline Civil War. So the Bloodline has exploded, and we're not gonna see them tonight. So Jay and Jimmy kick off the show, and when Jay and Jimmy kicked off the show, they kicked off the show doing that. Jay and Jimmy putting out there that they are a fact. They're just tired of Roman's abuse. They're tired of Roman's manipulation. Roman Reigns trying to get himself together and get himself in the cordial and stuff, but they were just tired. And they wanted to let Roman know that they're not going to be pushovers no more after what had happened a couple when you started. But almost like 3 years they've been in the Bloodline faction. This faction has been stronger. Well, they know they want to get their hands on a lot of people. They want to get their hands on their brother Solo, even Paul Heyman as well. They think Paul Heyman was the one that kind of put a wedge between the family. And Heyman has. like I was telling you a little bit a couple of weeks ago, Heyman been with the Bloodline since 1989. So that tells you everything. That's almost 35 years right there since 1989. Heyman wanted to, I guess Paul Heyman is there, a mastermind, visionary, even in ECW. But the Uso brothers saying that they're going to get their hands on Roman. They're going to get their hands on Roman indeed. They can get their hands on Roman eventually, one way or another, sooner rather than later and stuff. So we'll see that. Also, too, we told you this. LA Knight was in action. LA Knight, the heavy favorite to win the men's Money in the Bank. He was in action tonight. LA Knight took on the legendary Rey Mysterio. LA Knight and Rey Mysterio will have their match coming up. What a match it was. LA Knight and Rey Mysterio. LA Knight won his match, defeating Rey Mysterio with a blunt force trauma. But LA Knight, a lot of people saying his match stunk. And I don't get why they saying that. It didn't stunk to me. But, a lot of people are saying that. And they're doing that. So, hey, one thing about LA Knight. LA Knight could be the heavy favorite to win Money in the Bank. They'll propel his career in a way. LA Knight get the rocket launch on them, and a lot of people were saying, but even Shalimos was saying that LA Knight might not get the opportunity. I think LA Knight will get the opportunity. We just have to wait and see the opportunity. LA Knight getting the win, and could he get himself? Can he get his momentum up, heading towards his match against in Money in the Bank? That's the key part of it. LA Knight, could he be the one to win the Money in the Bank ladder match and give himself that momentum that he wants and needs to, eventually see himself winning a title in World Wrestling Entertainment, a major title? Will it be for the world title, or will it be for another title down the road? We just have to wait and see on that. But that's the killing part about it. LA Knight has that opportunity, and we just have to wait and see what LA Knight's going to do and how he's going to propel himself into that corner, into that momentum, heading towards his match as well. So we have to wait and see. So it's just only time will tell. We'll see on that. Plus, too, with LA Knight and everybody else, so the opportunity, even they going with LA. Yeah. With the other. Hold and to hold that opportunity, but we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of that, let's see what else happened tonight. Well, Sheamus calls out Solo Sikoa. Sheamus wants a match against Solo. That's what Solo had did. Solo had attacked Ridge Holland from the back. And Ridge Holland did something. Solo wasn't in the mood. I don't blame Solo. You don't really need to be in the mood for stuff like that. And I think Solo was just trying to prove a point. I think Sheamus trying to defend his friend's honor, which that's commendable and stuff. But Solo wasn't in the mood, and you can tell when you're not in the mood for somebody, and somebody don't know what the fuck, don't know what you coming from. It just turns sideways and stuff. I think Solo trying to tell the point, and Sheamus got upset. That's what happened. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Speaking of that, the Women's Tag Team Championships are on the line. As champions, Ronda Rousey, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, took on the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Issa Rae and Issa Dawn in a match. This was just for the Undisputed Women's Tag Team title. They're going to unify them. I think they might well unify the NXT Tag Team titles with the Women's Tag Team title. They're just unifying belts like crazy. But a special guest made an appearance, and it was none other than the sexy, gorgeous Raquel Rodriguez from Raw. Raquel, no stranger to SmackDown. Raquel, showing some love and stuff to SmackDown. Raquel was watching. It was a decent match at least, but we kind of knew what the outcome was going to be. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are now the new WWE Undisputed Women's Tag Team Champions. And so they'll probably be on Tuesday nights as well. So all those titles will be defended on 3 shows across all 3 brands when you look at NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. So you get the opportunity to see that as well. So we'll see that coming out eventually. Also, too, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. We'll wait. But this was Ronda and Shayna getting the opportunity, winning the tag team titles from Issa and Issa, which you didn't have no chance no wherever. But the big surprise was this: Liv Morgan returned, and now we're probably gonna get that rematch that they finally gonna do. Liv Morgan didn't lose the titles; she had to relinquish it. She came back from her injury. I don't know, that was a quick ass injury, but she's back. She's back now. Ronda and Shayna are holding the crown for the women's tag team titles, so we'll see that as well. So we'll see how that's going to play out. But speaking of that, the Queen, Charlotte Flair, was in action. Charlotte gets her opportunity next week when she goes against Asuka, and she challenged Asuka for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. We'll see that match as well coming up. So, hey. So how that be going? Also, too, we told you this. Charlotte was in action against Asuka. Asuka and Charlotte. With that situation going, you see right here, Charlotte playing the figure 8 on Lacey Evans. Remember, Lacey Evans and Charlotte was supposed to have a match. The match didn't come to fruition when Lacey got pregnant and stuff. Well, Charlotte won her match, even paying tribute to her husband Andrade, doing Andrade's pose. I don't know why she did that, but I mean, she's married into Mexican family. That don't mean you want to be Mexican. It's like she kind of like losing her mind a little bit to me. Well, Charlotte getting the opportunity against Asuka. Asuka probably had to beat some sense into Charlotte next week, and probably get Charlotte to kind of see things a little bit different than when she does. But we'll get the match next week. WWE Women's Championship is online. We'll get to see that match coming up next week. So, hey, it'll be for the golden title. Also, too, we tell you this: Pretty Deadly was guest on the Grayson Waller Effect. Pretty Deadly guest on the Grayson Waller Effect. And they talked about their opportunity to get a tag team championship match as well next week. Pretty Deadly overcome the odds and win the tag team titles. We had to wait and see. They was in action against the Street Profits. Pretty Deadly won their match, looking strong against the Street Profits. The Street Profits even trying to mock Pretty Deadly, and the Street Profits really can't get the job done. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Street Profits. I mean, they lose into a girly team like Pretty Deadly. How Pretty Deadly is that girly team? But the Street Profits, to me, they need to the Street Profits probably have to repackage themselves or separate. And I mean, a lot of people saying they probably need to repackage to be heels again and have Bianca Belair as their manager to be more serious and be like they've been prejudged, or they've been you know how they go, suppressed or something. But only time will tell. But I would like to see the Profits turn heel and be more serious than playing around. That's what they need to do. That's what kind of like Bianca Belair on that role as well. Bianca visited Adam Pierce. She liked going to Adam Pierce's office to express her concerns about everything. She likes going to Adam Pierce's office every week to express her concern. She did it last week. She even did it face to face to Charlotte that she wants dibs next on whoever in that outcome between Charlotte and Oscar next week. I expect Bianca Belair to play a major role in that match next week. What she would do to get her stop for her not being suppressed. That's what she's looking at. I'm tired of being suppressed. I want some competition, and I think that's what's going to happen. So she's going to figure out a way to even maneuver herself, either go against Charlotte or go against Oscar for the women's tag team title. We'll see that match as well. Speaking of that, let's see. Speaking of that, what else happened? The main event, Sheamus taking on Solo Sikoa. Sheamus and Solo Sikoa. We told you what happened. Sheamus called out Solo after what Solo had did to Sheamus's friend, Ridge Holland. Attacked him in the back. Sheamus wanted to get that retribution over what Solo did to Ridge. If we can show it, yeah, Solo did to Ridge. Well, the match was official, and these two men wanted to beat the holy crap out of each other. Like they say, you can't stop a good field fight, and that's what it was. Solo and Sheamus smash mouth wrestling at its best. Solo and Sheamus beating the crap out of each other, which even led Solo to use that running move to take Sheamus out through the barricade, making Solo even more dangerous and more sudden than ever. Quick and dangerous by Solo. Solo sent a message to Sheamus that he doesn't care what Sheamus go through, and he's gonna want to do what he has to do to get the job done. I think that's what he wants to do, get the job done one way or another. Speaking of that, Sheamus looked like he was just out of it, unconscious. But Solo didn't know his brothers came out there. The Usos super kicked him like they did cousin Roman. Solo felt the double super kick. Solo feeling the effects of it, and Solo like his cousin Roman. It happened to Roman. Roman was shocking the Paul, but the Usos did what they had to do, and they did to their own little brother Solo. So like I said, we'll see that match next week. We'll have predicted outcome coming up next week for this bloodline family civil war. Who will be the ones, Roman or Solo or the Usos? It's a family affair, and we'll see it Money in the Bank between this match right here. This has to be the main event. We'll get that match next week, and hopefully next week on SmackDown we'll see what's going to be before preview before the day the go home show of Money in the Bank next week, and hopefully we probably see some of these matches that got canceled. Cameron Grimes versus Baron Corbin, Bailey versus Shansi. Well, I want to know what happened with that. But we know this next week. We know this is the lineup for the go home show next week on SmackDown. Roman Reigns returns next week to London. He'll probably confront the Usos and try to see what it's all about. Charlotte versus Asuka for the women's championship of WrestleMania, of the classic WrestleMania 34 rematch between these two lovely ladies battling for the WWE Women's title. The Undisputed Tag Team titles online. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens defend their titles against Pretty Deadly next week. And also, too, Grayson Waller has his Grayson Waller effect next week in London. His special guest is internet sensation Logan Paul, who's entering the Money in the Bank. And we'll get to see that match as well. All right. That does it for the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's move forward. To Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we want to wish Brandy Rose, the wife of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, a happy birthday. Brandy turned 40 today. Brandy's celebrating living her life as she living her best life, like she is in that yellow bikini. Brandy Rose celebrating her birthday. So happy birthday, Brandy. Speaking of that, the Radar Superstar Edge. WWE showing Edge love during this whole month. Edge, his career highlights: WWE champion, US champion, tag champion, world champion, Royal Rumble winner, Money in the Bank. He was the first Money in the Bank winner, the WWE Hall of Fame inductee, Intercontinental champion. They're doing a Edge 25 special, so Edge throughout. I will probably watch his retrospect video. I've seen pieces of it, but I want to see more. Radar Superstar Edge getting his just due in wrestling and stuff. So happy 25 Edge, a lot of anniversaries and stuff like that. So let it be. Also, too, we're hearing reports here that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk from who used to be the head of Twitter, Mark Zuckerberg, the head of Facebook, and they've been being in a Twitter war, and Dana White want to capitalize having them to sell their issues in the ring in the UFC match, and they dead serious. They want to fight. I mean, everybody would want to pay to see that between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. That's got to be wow. So hey, here's what it is. Speaking of that, AJ Lee, the wife of CM Punk, she showed a pic that she's in peak shape. AJ Lee in peak condition. AJ Lee in the shape she in right now. So hey, AJ Lee's that fit and ready to go. I think she's supposed to be on Stars Heels with her husband, so we'll see that coming up. Speaking of AEW stars, Britt Baker and Adam Cole visit Nintendo. I guess they want to go see the Nintendo format. So hey, speaking of that, 25, almost what 27 years ago. 27 years ago, Stone Cold Steve Austin made that promo that started it all. Stone Cold with the King of the Ring, won the King of the Ring over Jake the Snake Roberts, and now Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin 316 was born in Milwaukee, so Stone Cold Steve Austin, getting that opportunity, he did. So hey, he ain't able to do that. All right, like I said, this has been a crazy pro wrestling show. We highlighted everything, even a lot going on. So we're gonna end this with this: the Usos standing tall over their little brother Solo after super kicked him to death. But you know Roman Reigns is lurking and waiting to see what he's gonna do next. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show, presents the SmackDown Ring Report. We'll be back tomorrow for the AEW Collision Ring Report. I'll see you then. See you later.